PD. Hello and welcome to Seaview, home of Crusaders Football Club, and where we will kick off our Victory Shield coverage this afternoon. It is the 75th year of this illustrious competition, and our opening game pits the 2018 winners Northern Ireland against Wales, who shared honours with Scotland back in 2019. Now, as we know, for obvious reasons, there was no Victory Shield last year, but I'm sure I speak for everyone when I say it is great to see it return. Now, we'll bring you team news shortly, but it's already been an exciting weekend for the Irish Football Association, with the Electric Ireland Women's Irish Cup final being hosted at the National Football Stadium at Windsor Park. It was held between Glentoran women and Crusaders strikers. And here is the best of the action from Friday night.
Hi lads, just wanted to wish you all the best in the Victory Shield.
Nudging it to McCarran, it swirls, and wow, off the crossbar and down it comes. Did that cross the line? Well, the assistant on the far side has said no. We can take another look at it here. Foy's throw was nicely put into the path of McCarran, and it's got all sorts of dip and bend on it. It's held up by Beattie, and Andrews trying to work an angle to get a shot away. She's got the power, and she has the goal. It is a marvellous strike from Jolie Andrews. They thought they should have had a goal several minutes ago. You can't take that one away from them. An excellent team move, expertly capped off, and Andrews fires Glentoran's women into the lead.
Yeah, great finish by Jolie there. You know, she's had a fantastic season at Glentoran, and you know what, she's just had her call up there for international duty, so I'm delighted for her to obviously get on the score sheet tonight.
Well, Kenny Shields, if you're watching, this is what she can do. Oh, it's got locked under the feet of Danielle McDowell there. Andrews, Beattie had kept the line and kept onside. Nelson doing well to stop her, but it didn't stop the pass, and Andrews could find her second. Stopped on the line. What's the level of telepathy they have? Oh my goodness, what an attempt on goal from Cara Hamilton, and we nearly had one for the history books. That would have been a highlight reel Irish Cup final goal had it have whistled in, but Harvey Clifford, to her credit, stretching, making herself big and parrying it round the post.
Yeah, great confidence by Cara. I think she only had one thing on her mind there, and that was obviously to have the shot. Obviously Maddie, great save in the end.
Terrific run from her, and it is forced over the line.
Looks like Lauren Wade just got the final touch.
Lauren Wade will take the celebrations of her teammates. The last touch was off a Crusaders player, but she had turned it goalwards. And the Northern Ireland winger, who has been running and running and running, has a reward for all those bursts into the box. Caldwell drawing upon all of her experience here. She could have shot it here, but she keeps going. She's looking, trying to find the pass. And I have a feeling the Gibeah's goals panel will probably try and step in and make that a known goal, but Wade will claim it as hard as she can.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Electricity Ireland Challenge for 2024 winners,
and the celebrations can commence. Glentoran have completed the clean sweep here at the National Football Stadium at Windsor Park.
Oh yeah, unbelievable. Kind of hard to find the words really. You know, it's been a long season. You know, 6 months, and we knew tonight was the final task. The whole season we've took it one game at a time. It was the same plan tonight, and to finish it off, get the win and win the treble. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, an undescribable feeling. Obviously it was nice to get a goal, but even better to get the win. As Jolie said, we've been waiting for this night all season. It was a task that, you know, we set out at the start, was the league, and then obviously the County Antrim, and now the Irish Cup, and we're just delighted.
And a big congratulations to Glentoran women completing their treble for the campaign, and commiserations to Crusaders strikers, who were very good on the night, but beaten by the better side, it must be said. Now let's get to the team news for today. The Victory Shield opening game, Northern Ireland-Wales. This is how Northern Ireland approach it, and it's Glentoran keeper in goals. Mason Munn is one of 4 players selected in the starting 11 from the East Belfast outfit. Harvey, Briggs and Austin of Linfield are all starting too, as is Ryan Donnelly of Dungannon Swifts, and the goal threat will come from Derry City duo Kieran O'Hara and Ben McGonigal. For Wales, Ewan Griffiths has been selected as the starting goalkeeper. It's a hotly contested position for the young Dragons. Zach Giggs, son of Ryan, is in defence, and among the other players getting the nod is Everton's George Morgan. Incidentally, Freddie Asaka recently made a bit of history, the youngest player to turn out for Plymouth Argyle. I'm sure we'll be talking about him shortly, but now we pause for the national anthems.
Please present the national anthem of Northern Ireland.
A proud moment for these young players, lining up in front of a healthy crowd here in North Belfast as we prepare for this Victory Shield game. Our referee for this one is Tony Clark. His assistants are Christian Hanna and Jamie Patterson. The fourth official today is Glenn McKinstry. They will pose for their customary pictures beforehand, a well time-honoured memento. Good for Instagram these days too. They will want to mark this occasion with a performance that they know they're capable of. These are the best young players from their country at this age group. And in the crowd, not just supporters, friends and family, but I'm sure a few scouts who could well be influential in their future. Oh, to be in those huddles now. Imagine the last bits of inspiration, motivation as you try and psych yourself up to prepare for the challenge. And looking through the overall squad selected by the two managers, Sean Paul Murray and Craig Knight, they are most certainly taking it seriously, with really a wealth of talent here on display for us as they try and bring this honour to their respective camps. Who will get their hands on the 2021 prize? Of course, Scotland and the Republic of Ireland also will be competing for it. We'll be bringing you Northern Ireland's matches against both of those nations later on in the coming days. But right now, the players are ready, the officials are ready, and kick-off is here. So Northern Ireland in their traditional colours, of course, as you would expect, the green and white. Wales in the all red with the yellow trim. Early touch at the back for Cal McCluskey as he works it wide, and it's Brendy Hamilton that was trying to bend that pass down the touchline. Back with Perrott, and he had no room at all on the Seaview surface. The Northern Ireland players quickly getting around him. Nicely headed away by Louis Giles, one of 7 Cardiff City players to travel to Belfast to be a part of this Wales team. I know that's certainly something their academy coach is very proud of, to see such strong representation from the Bluebirds. Lawler did well to get in and win there, and it's Andrews that forces it down the line, and Morgan, who's trying to run in behind, watched closely by Josh Briggs. And the home fans happy to see that he was able to use his strength fairly there to get that one out. The first little challenge for him today. You would imagine there'll be a few more from Everton's Morgan. McCluskey going back to Munn. That was well robbed back by Giggs. Perrott. You can see what he's trying to do, trying to force it through that little pocket in Northern Ireland, able to close it off by some good play by Ben McGonigal. But they are being pressed back, and Wales trying to get out of the blocks early here. Well done by Andrews, and almost sniffed out by Turley, dangling a bit at it there, the young Glentoran midfielder. Giggs holding off the challenge and trying to get past his marker, but Brendy Hamilton quickly getting in. Well, Northern Ireland, as you would expect, not shying away from the challenges, but hard to dispossess the Welsh so far. Crew looking wide, and into the centre it goes, where Munn can take charge, and that's always a comfort to defenders when the goalkeeper is as confident and as competent as that. Freddie Azaka had his eyes on it. He's the player closing down the ball now, trying to rob it away from Munn. Very much a reflection of modern day goalkeepers. They're also very good with their feet. Wasn't always the case. Sorry to any of the finer vintage that have tuned in for this, for the early insult. Azaka, he got the nutmeg, he's got the corner. I was just mentioning him at the start. He made history recently, became the Pilgrims' youngest ever player in a first team game at the age of 15 years and 34 days as a second half sub in the Papa John's Trophy, a game that they played against Newport County. Quite a distinction for him at such a young age, and an example of the many threats they may pose at Northern Ireland over the course of this match. They've sent the majority of their team in and around the edge of the penalty area. Northern Ireland watching and waiting for late runners. It will be the in-swinger and it's met well by the head of Cormac Austin. Cormac, one of the Linfield players who played against Manchester United's academy in July when they were over, and didn't disgrace himself with his performances. A young player that is drawing the eye of several people at the moment, I think it's fair to say. Lawler. Good searching ball to bring Giles into play. And it will be Giles again going back to Dan Cox. Well, he's been given a torrid time by Reece Walsh. That's the sort of energy that will be required. Briggs. McCluskey. Now Austin. That's a very good pass, and Hamilton can now get forward and he can try look inside. He was hoping to send that one towards O'Hara, but Wales have defended it well. Drop of the shoulder and a hooked cross in from O'Hara here. Northern Ireland can keep this alive. It is Turley. Brilliant give and go. Did look like there was a push there, didn't it? And the referee, unsurprisingly, with the peep of the whistle, awards the free kick. And now Wales must have their wits about them after a good start here. It's their turn to defend. Signalled into the centre, a low ball into that corridor of uncertainty, and although it wasn't the cleanest of strikes, it certainly can breed confusion amongst defenders when that comes in. Will it be the keepers, will it be the centre backs? They had it sussed anyway, but Northern Ireland can keep the visitors penned back in. Bobby Harvey it will be with the throw. Turley walking on a tightrope. He is known for his dribbling, loves taking on players, and you've already seen an early glimpse of that here. Hamilton on corner duty. Griffiths trying to organise his defence as this comes in. Griffiths does very well to reach above the opposing player and get his hands on the ball, and he was fouled as well, and the referee Tony Clark will not allow any back chat from Turley. Turley telling off. Strong challenge coming in there from Charlie Crew, the Wales captain, just to throw in. Munn going to McCluskey. Back with Munn again. Good vision to pick out the pass, and Harvey, who is often deployed as a centre back, working as a right back for Northern Ireland here, so a bit of a different challenge from him, but he's certainly capable. And despite his tender age, he's involved with the under-20s now of Linfield Swifts. I think that's a sign of how highly he's rated, and that's a loose pass, and it was definitely a pullback by Dan Cox, the Derby County defender. And Tony Clark doesn't want to be producing cards early on, but that was taking one for your team, certainly, wasn't it? When you see a man get away from you there, it was probably all he could do to prevent him getting in. All eyes into the middle of the area. Didn't get the height on that cross that he was hoping for. As it bobbles around, Wales can break away and do so through Parrott. And that was McGonigal trying to get on the, or sorry, it was Walsh trying to get on the ball, but he's been eased off it here, and now Twose opening it up for Giggs. He's trying a shot, and he drags it wide. He enjoyed his recent visit to Northern Ireland as part of that Super Cup NI tour in July. Spoke very highly of the teams he came up against then. Linfield, Ballymena and Coleraine, pitting their youngsters against the academy players of the Red Devils. Oh, fantastic bit of football. Morgan allowing Giles to make that run. And will it be capped by a goal? Well, it would have been a fine goal in the end. Parrott couldn't keep it down after Azaka's cushioned header back. Cracking bit of football. The flick, the cross, and the only thing missing for Wales was the finish. Crew being allowed a bit of time on the ball there. Northern Ireland picking and choosing when to press. Disciplined start to the game from them. They've shown a couple of times what they can do on the counter, and that time it hasn't been measured right by Cox, who overplays it.
It's just a message for all supporters. Over in the far side of the ground at the McDonald's Centre, there are liquid refreshments and food also from the burger stall in the corner.
Mon just signalling to some of his teammates there as he tries to make sure everybody's in a position where they can receive this kick. He's able to put some distance on it, it has to be said. Turley. Giles checking over his shoulders to make sure nobody was going to nip in behind him, and that's strongly done by Harvey. Fairly won by him too, and Turley tangling with two Welsh players. The numbers advantage working in favour of the visitors as Giggs tries to hoist it forward. Missed by Hamilton, and it was towards Twose initially, and now with Isaka. Brilliant run that from Isaka. Advantage played by the referee, and Northern Ireland haven't cleared the lines yet. Well, two Northern Ireland players are down in amongst the chaos at the back, and because it's a head injury, the referee correctly makes sure to halt play and get them both treated. Well, Austin is setting up anyway, which is a good sign. I think both will be okay, but just as that clearance didn't leave the penalty area, went up in the air, which always brings about a little bit of panic. 2 for 1 and double the pain. Preparations for this year's Victory Shield for Northern Ireland probably not what they're accustomed to. No international fixtures for them to get ready, so a little bit different. Instead of playing matches against Poland, Finland, Estonia, which didn't happen, in the under-15 calendar wiped out of course for reasons we all understand, they instead played against local sides. Warrenpoint, Linfield and Crusaders were all good enough to arrange friendly games, and they had a training camp in Newcastle and County Down before playing against Rangers under 17, so a different way, maybe not an ideal way to prepare, but I know that the Northern Ireland camp are very grateful for all the teams that facilitated those matches to allow the players to get used to playing together. So many of them are Irish League rivals regularly. For Wales, they've been playing the likes of France in a double header, so there is a bit of a contrast to the time and the opposition that they've recently encountered, but so far I think it's been a very good start from both teams here in Belfast, and I'm glad to see both players will be okay. Tony Clark just making sure that Cormac Austin isn't seeing stars before he drops the ball. And I think Northern Ireland will sportingly return it here. Will they? Well, they'll play on instead. And they'll look to get in behind. Well, I don't know how happy Wales would be if Northern Ireland got in here. It's a competitive game, I suppose. Giggs getting rid of it. And the Young Dragons steal it back. Twos drifting wide, looking for support and finding it. Clever turn from Andrews. The Wiltshire lad's been involved in the Wales setup for the last couple of years. Actually made his debut against England's under-16s at St George's Park in June. Hamilton delicately flicking it inside and just asking a little too much there in the end. That of O'Hara as it came towards him. Mix up at the back. And in the end, Tony Clark brings it back, having spotted a little nudge as that last challenge was contested. Well, for all the quality we've seen, the first little scrappy passage of play. But Northern Ireland now do have the free kick, and they'll be hoping to make something of it. Options in the centre, but just too deep for any of them to get a connection. Hamilton's searching ball going beyond those that had come up from the back. Ewan Griffiths just asking his defenders to step out of the box. He's obviously going to put a bit of distance on this. The young Swansea City keeper competing with Luke Armstrong for that starting place, the Wolves goalie. Oh, that's a high foot, and it'll be just a warning there as Tony Clark, well, he heard the ooze from the crowd, I think. In fairness to Morgan, he knew as well. He was only going for the ball, but that could have been worse than it was. Hooked on by Giggs. Hamilton able to help his team get back on the ball, and maybe not the direction of travel they were wanting there, and they've been robbed off possession. Red shirts getting forwards. Parrott was trying to pirouette his way through. Look how congested it is. And that is where you see the quality of these players, because there's no space, none whatsoever, and they're still trying to play out in little pockets. Stylishly done from Northern Ireland, and moved on well by Walsh. Support coming now from Harvey, back with Walsh. He tried to take the touch to get it on. He had support behind, but he will maybe get another opportunity here as Northern Ireland get the throw that had just crossed the line. The assistant flagging across to our right. And that will give Sean-Paul Murray some confidence, I would think, seeing potential avenues that they can exploit. Fiercely won by Harvey. Cracking ball into, and attempting this spectacular was O'Hara. Well, I'm sure his classmates at St Mary's Limavady would have never heard the end of it had this have gone in. Well, tell me you're full of confidence without telling me you're full of confidence. Sloppily presented back to Northern Ireland here after a good start. Wales just making a couple of little errors. And they've given away the free kick there. Good period of play this from the home team. Briggs, O'Hara, McCluskey all amongst those queuing up in the centre of the box as the referee makes sure the one-man wall is far enough back. Was Giles who got the first touch on it. Lawler was able to battle away and win the header, and now Wales trying to free Zaka. Just popped up a little unkindly on him there on the touchline. Difficult one for him as he tried to race away. Just approaching the halfway mark in the first half. The halves are 40 minutes each. Remember, this is schoolboys action under 16s. Andrews. Ooh. Azaka. He's robbed Munn. And he scores. Well, it's disappointment for Northern Ireland's goalkeeper, but Freddie Azaka was not waiting for a whistle there. Capitalising on indecision, stealing in, and then a simple finish after bravely putting his head in. Well, it just didn't bounce into the box quick enough for Munn, and Azaka made him pay. Northern Ireland 0, Wales 1, with 21 minutes gone at Seaview. Well, that is the thing about football at this level. Any error, and unfortunately you will be punished. And where you think the ball might reach the box, obviously the keeper couldn't afford to get himself sent off by catching it outside, and that hesitation was immediately pounced upon. And Wales, after coming through a tough patch, now have something to build on. The goal scorer Zaka seeking a route through there, running well with the ball and bringing Louis Giles in. Couldn't wrap his boot around that, and Munn able to get his gloves on it. I'm sure he'll bounce back from that, Mason Munn. Just a setback for him, but other than that, I think it played very well so far in this game. Briggs. Nudged through by McGonigal. He leaves the ball to his Derry City teammate. It was O'Hara playing it back to Turley, and a spell of possession will do Northern Ireland the world of good in response to having conceded that goal. And they're trying to go one better. The ball in behind was inviting. It's the right kind of move, but the offside flag was up, and that would never have counted. It is the kind of service that Kieran O'Hara will want more of. And if you've just joined us, this is the opening goal of the game. Searching pass, eventually reaching Azaka. There's the trademark Giggs pace. Maybe not the trademark control there. Hamilton pretty quick too, got back and forced the error. Andrews won the initial header to Oos, flicking it on, and this one does bounce through to the edge of the area where Mon can gather and bowl out quickly. Good dummy from Hamilton. Turley seen a lot of the ball in this first half. Confident play by Cormac Austin. Patient build up from Northern Ireland, and they need to be careful here, as soon as I say that they nearly put themselves in trouble again. Don't think Cormac Austin realised he had someone behind him. McGonigal, Hamilton flicking it on, but nobody in that area. O'Hara will give chase and try and put a bit of pressure on Lawler, who was able to find Azaka, and Azaka wasn't able to keep that in before the challenge came in, so it will be a throw in to Northern Ireland. Nice turn of pace that from Reece Walsh. An inviting pass for Brandy Hamilton, and it just appeared to bobble up as he went to make the cross. And a good move comes to an end. Well, it was the work of Walsh, and just as Hamilton goes to deliver, I do think it just pops up, and he shanks his cross. Unfortunately for him, he does like to get forwards, and with a better delivery, Northern Ireland might be able to find their way back into the game. He's getting in behind a couple of times. Craig Knight will be most pleased by how his Welsh side have started this one. Having to defend here as McGonigal gets it to Turley. Turley was looking for O'Hara, and not for the first time. It was Lawler stepping out and making the challenge. McGonigal stood up. There's a bit of a coming together there with the two players. Harvey trying to take on Giles. And Giles has continued his impressive start, not giving him any change there. Well, the pressure on Perrott paying off from Northern Ireland. And just a little wag of Tony Clark's finger there for Zach Giggs, kicking the ball away. Austin. O'Hara's hanging on the last man, looking for that long ball. He might have been offside had it have reached him. Either way, Wales got a hold of it, so the assistant official could keep the flag down. That is obviously something Northern Ireland are trying to do. Difficult job for O'Hara so far. Has shown us glimpses of what's possible. Need a better end product. Passing like that will certainly give them half a chance. Well, it's a little fortuitous how it's bobbled back, but Hamilton has it here as he makes his way into the area. Griffiths parrying clear, and McGonigal winding up for something special but failed to connect. Not the header direction Giles wanted in the back pass. Sold his keeper short there. Cox thanking his lucky stars that Griffiths was high off his line to receive that one. O'Hara licking his lips but just couldn't get on the end of it. A demonstration of the fine margins at international football level. McGonigal, Turley, great close control, so hard to get the ball off him. Ryan Donnelly of Dungannon getting it back to Turley, and back it goes now. Great link up of play there. McGonigal might get another crack at this. He's elected to bring in Brendy Hamilton. Oh, it's rattled the frame of the goal. It would have been exceptional. Hamilton lets rip from the edge of the area and left everyone for dead. The goal shaking moments after it was struck. Well, Northern Ireland are getting closer, and Wales know it. It has been a good response since going behind. A little under 9 minutes of regulation time left in the first half here. Still Freddie Azaka's goal the difference. Briggs. McGonigal looking to bring in Harvey. Just a little too much on that one for him. And you talk about heading it. Look at this. Just takes a touch inside the box from an angle. Inches away from being a marvellous goal on the opening day of the Victory Shield. Morgan did just lean into that one. Adjudged to have used his hand. Northern Ireland were thinking about taking the free kick quickly, but Wales were wise to that, waiting till they get all their players back in the right position here. Hamilton, who rattled the woodwork moments ago again, to take this latest set piece. It's a much better ball in from him. It's got the flick as well. The faintest of touches from Fra Turley, and a bit more on it, and it could have troubled Griffiths, who's trying to set Wales away. Izaka's pass. Morgan turning as the referee takes a tumble, much to the enjoyment of the crowd. These young lads are very quick, aren't they, Tony? Giles charged down and sent into touch. You see what I mean again here, as this one comes in, a firmer connection on that could have posed a real problem for Griffiths. He will be relieved that it merely grazed the hair of Turley and nothing more. McGonigal just trying to knock that one through the legs of Giggs. Didn't quite fall for him, but Hamilton has it here and able to get his team the throw again. Coming into this game in good form, Ben McGonigal as well. His coach is saying he scores for fun even from midfield, and even though he's quite a quiet personality, he lets his performances do the talking, including an impressive cameo against Rangers. And now it's the advanced run of Briggs. He's trying to bring Donnelly into it. Donnelly's not giving up. My goodness, is he not giving up? When you see a player try that hard, you sort of wish something more happened for them, don't you? I'm sure Wales fans disagree, but he was giving it everything, and Northern Ireland getting it back. O'Hara going down in the end, but I think the keeper challenged fairly, and anyway, the offside flag was up.
Again, just a reminder to supporters that there are refreshments and food over the far side. You can
see that is the right call from the assistant official, who was bang in line with that one. Fans, some of whom getting off their seat as soon as they saw that one get in behind, they thought it was quite promising, but he had just strayed. The defenders holding that line well. And as we get closer to half-time, Wales holding on to that lead. Briggs. Harvey is bombing up the right side, and he's asking for the ball, and he's gone one better with a give and go. Harvey, he has a shot on here, and he's a little disappointed with himself that he couldn't cap off a lovely move. I mean, this would have been sumptuous had he have sent this one flying in. It's an acute angle, and I think he was a little off balance too as he hit it. Well, when he's playing centre back, he doesn't get that high up the pitch very often, so now that they've deployed him on the right, he's going to take those opportunities when they arise. Does provide something for Wales to think about, doesn't it? More questions being asked of them as the half has gone on. Northern Ireland starting to have a bit more fortune venturing forwards, but we were saying that when Wales struck previously, so Northern Ireland can't afford to be gung-ho either. That goal for Wales, remember, coming on the 21st minute. When Northern Ireland won the Victory Shield in 2000, it was against Wales incidentally, and they came back in that game as well. Now, nobody can win anything on day one apart from the match itself, but with so few games to play in the Shield, every result is super important, and at the moment Wales will be hopeful that they can hang on to or extend the lead that they have. The hosts continue to try and mount a fight back. Turley. Briggs. It's a very good range of passing. Giggs got the touch on it. The assistant official, fourth official just in front of us, indicating there will be one additional minute.
The fourth official indicated a minute or 1 or extra.
Briggs. Morgan waiting for runners to arrive, and they have done now. Andrews was trying to pull it back for Troy Perrott. Giles able to pick out Cox, and Cox firing one into the stands. Well, back when supporters didn't have mobile phones, they were more aware of balls flying at their face. I would say that. Now, there's two things you could get injured. Anyway. McCluskey. Hamilton trying to make a menace of himself as Giggs lays it back to Lawler, who clears the halfway line, and again it is Briggs to get it back, and now with Austin popped into the path of Turley, who's flicked it on beyond the defence. Donnelly giving chase, and Giles neatly dispensing of any bother there. Donnelly, great work rate from him. Into the additional time at the end of the first half here. Little glimpse of the watch from the referee. Northern Ireland stroking it around. Will they get one more chance before the half is drawn to a close? Donnelly, well, he was being pulled all directions there, wasn't he, by Crew, right under the nose of the match official, and I think aware that there's not much time left before the interval. The instruction is to try and get as many in green in there as possible, and very much change the team talk if one of them could connect with it. Deep ball into the area. Wales win the first ball, Northern Ireland on the second. Harvey getting it to Briggs, and Briggs was offside, and that will be the end of the first half here at Seaview. A half which, as time went on, Northern Ireland's performance certainly improved. I think both teams will be pretty happy with what they have seen so far in this Victory Shield match. But Freddie Azaka is the player that has given Wales the 1-0 lead here at the break. We can now bring you some highlights from the first half. Zach Giggs attempting an effort early on, which he wasn't able to test the keeper with, but one of the really impressive players in the first half was Giles. He got the cross in, Azaka heading it down, and it was Perrott in the centre of the box who wasn't able to keep his attempt on goal under the crossbar. A bright spark for Northern Ireland certainly was Bobby Harvey. He was the man trying to be provider there. O'Hara's acrobatics not paying dividends this time, and then it was a long ball that caused problems in Northern Ireland's backline. The game's only goal at this stage. Mon out at the edge of his area, unsure whether he could gather, and Azaka heading past him before tapping it in, and then this one. All Northern Ireland fans with their hands on their head when that happened, as Hamilton rattled the post. It's been an entertaining first half. Do join us for the second. The half-time score: Northern Ireland 0, Wales 1. And we have some videos to show you now, the first of which features the Northern Ireland women's manager, Kenny Shields.
Just wanted to wish you all the best in the Victory Shield. Hope you had better luck than I did, and bring the trophy home. All the best.
It's Conor Bradley here. Just want to wish the Victory Shield team all the best this week, and just stick together and hopefully he's come on it all.
Just want to send a good luck message to everybody involved with the Victory Shield. Hope it goes well. Have a great week. Make sure you come back with a trophy. Best of luck.
Boys, just to wish you all the very best for the Victory Shield. Great memories from playing in the tournament, and it's a great platform for you to go and show what you can do. Good luck.
That will help us. It was at St George's, which is a much less intimidating stadium, but it was the experience. I know we were short-staffed at that time in terms of players, but it was a really good experience for everybody, and we're looking forward to this one. I feel that there'll be a good verve about the place, and they'll want to try and keep that record. If we can, what we've achieved in the last 8 games has been really phenomenal. I think that over the piece, we're going to give a good account of ourselves. That's the most important part. I thought it was brilliant. It was something that you don't see in other sports. Even in our own sport, in the men's game, you don't see that emotional connection with the supporters. It was a really good feeling. I stood and watched it for quite a while, and I thought, that's fantastic. It was really good, and the crowd were brilliant, very family oriented, and I like that because we're a family ourselves basically, and we want to have that connection and that dynamic with the supporters. Austria were beaten in penalties in the semi-finals of the last Euros. Their academy system is the best in Europe in the girls' game. They've got a fantastic process going on over there, and they're going to be one of the top teams in this group. They'll be pushing England all the way, I'm sure. One thing that England have is they've got that athletic player, and they're all like that. Their athleticism is quite unique in the game and in the women's game. So they've got that penetration and the force and the strength, and they're strong in practically every quality. I'm working hard on getting that positive feeling about playing in the stadium, and when they get there they'll see it, and they should. Representing your country on a platform like that is unreal, and it will give them a great feeling.
My name's Tony Dorian. I'm from South Belfast. Live in the Market area. Represent Realton of Cromorga, which is an Irish speaker football club in South Belfast.
My name is Thomas McCavra, also known as Tucker. I'm from Donegal Pass in South Belfast.
I'm Victor Alaquia. I'm 17 years old, and I'm originally from Nigeria, but I've grew up here my whole life.
Well, my background is being a Protestant. It's my loyalist area where I'm from in South Belfast, Donegal Pass. I'm also in a loyalist flute band. So growing up, you sort of have a different look on the inside of where you came from. So you always believed in what you believed in. But now going through the course, sort of getting to know new people, and now become a friend of a fella who lives probably about 100 yards away from me. From the interface right on my doorstep. I'd have been a different person when I was younger at that interface. But I'd say going through the course, growing up a lot, and coming to the age where I'm coming at now, that the people I know from there and from other backgrounds, I'd say, yeah, it gives me a complete different look at them and a complete different look at other people's religion.
Sectarianism in football really doesn't have a place at all, and after doing the course, it just opened your eyes up, and sectarianism can be a big word in football, but an even bigger word is anti-sectarianism. So for me, it definitely hit home, and great to reach out and sort of get to know different people from different backgrounds, which always opens your eyes up even more.
Race is the main challenge. Of course, as a family who just came from Nigeria, mum and dad challenging for them to settle down, get jobs, like support 3 kids on their own. It was hard to get used to because coming from Nigeria, everyone's like you, no one's different. So come to a new country, you can tell already you're on the odd one out. I love this country as well. So to hear stuff like go back to your own country like you're not wanted here it is quite hurtful to hear. The Connect programme, the good thing about it is that we tackle a lot of issues from disability awareness to racism awareness to, we actually did a refereeing course as well. We talked about the Catholic and Protestant divide in Northern Ireland, which is quite big. But yeah, it's been great to hear other people's viewpoints and not just your own, and come together, interact.
So the first bit we did with the Connect group was around disability in sport, and one of the first questions that Chris asked me was, what sports can you do with a disability? And when I was sitting there, I sort of had to think about it, and I don't know why I had to think about it, because my neighbour actually played for the amputee Northern Ireland team, and for me that sort of hit home that you can actually play sport with any disability, and by the end of the session we covered off loads of different disabilities. The Connect group sort of was able to further my knowledge on football. We done a refereeing course, we started off with disability in football, and we sort of touched on many different diverse subjects, which for me opens your eyes up into football and makes you realise that it is more than just a game.
And it's nice to finally meet people who you never even knew, who's so close to home, but they're on a different religion from you, maybe a different belief, and it's been amazing to meet these type of people. We're probably going to go on to be friends now for a long time, hopefully, and it'll be a true nice thing to happen.
After my first session, I was like, wow, I love this, and I just, kept going each week and I've enjoyed it thoroughly.
Well, as you can see, the teams are back and ready for the second half here at Seaview in North Belfast, home of Crusaders Football Club on this day one of the Victory Shield, which this year is being hosted in Northern Ireland. And we look forward to visiting Blanchflower Park in the coming days, the new and improved home of Harland and Wolff Welders, which will stage Northern Ireland's next two games. Wales, the visitors, leading so far. Freddie Izaka's goal, all that separates the two teams as they get us underway in this second half. A reminder, the half will be 40 minutes long. We saw at the break some good luck messages from the men's senior team. Lovely to see them taking time out to support these young schoolboys from Northern Ireland in this stream brought to you today by the Irish Football Association. Nice touch there from Kieran O'Hara. I don't think, incidentally, there have been any changes made by either Northern Ireland or Wales. If and when subs happen, we will keep you posted, of course. Lawler. Twos. And Cox clipping it to Giggs. Being told exactly where he wanted the pass played there. Giggs, which was the call from Parrott, but he wasn't able to get it beyond Hamilton. Is able to steal in with a good challenge, however. And the Dungannon Swifts youngster, Donnelly, gets it back for the boys in green. Well, the way that Wales are pressing from the front, Northern Ireland are just assessing their options. They don't want to rush a pass and give it away like that because they know Wales can come straight back at them, and Lawler trying to lift that one in behind, but a little too much on it, and Munn can gather comfortably. No nonsense from McCluskey as he cleared the danger. A little bit like tennis at the moment, each team sending it over the line and then losing it, but Wales picking up the pace of play here, and they're going to try and progress and find a way through. It is Morgan being forced out wide, and he'll be happy in the end to take the corner as he ran out of space. That little ball in behind the back line just didn't have enough on it to carry through to give Morgan an opportunity to get a shot away. But they will be attempting to double their advantage here if they can. A little bit of a delay as they wait for the ball to be given back to them. It will be Louis Giles who will place it and send it in. Wales with only one player back on the halfway line. The rest of their outfield players in advanced areas here. As a dangerous looking cross comes in, and the header down into the ground by Dylan Lawler is comfortably gathered by Munn. He'll now try and set a breakaway. Walsh just not able to connect with it this time. With it being one goal, who knows what could happen next. Northern Ireland just can't make any mistakes there, and to his credit, Hamilton recovered well after missing the initial kick. How many times there do you see a player end up making a foul after an error, but he was able to correct his footing and send it out instead and redeem himself. With their goal lead, they know they don't need to force the issue too much, Wales, but equally they will not want this game to go on and get into a situation where they're trying to hold on to a solitary goal. They've given away the free kick there, the challenge of Lawler just being penalised. Tony Clark, who is an official in our top flight here in Northern Ireland in the Danske Bank Premiership. He's the man in the middle taking charge of this one as Giles was able to telegraph that pass through. Trouble the shoulder from Giles as he's able to move it back and keep the ball. A bit of keep ball will do the job for Wales, I think, at the moment as they ease themselves into this second half. Ian Griffiths doesn't want his team sitting too far back, though, as you can tell from his body language. Giles. And that's a little aimless in truth. Joe Andrews was never going to reach that one. Came at an awkward enough height there, didn't it, for Lawler? He did well to adjust himself after initially taking that one on his chest. Brilliant turn from Harvey. Gets the appreciation from the supporters here at Seaview as he was able just to swivel away from his marker, and O'Hara will try and put a bit of pressure here on Griffiths, who looks very assured, to be fair to him, when the ball comes back. He doesn't rush things when he's kicking it out. Giles, dangerous move here. Twose got through, but he was also offside. The flag quickly up, and that attack brought to a halt. Giggs quickly closed down and gets the decision, throwing it into the path of Isaka. Fans of Plymouth Argyle, I think, will be pleased with what the young player has produced so far, including a game's only goal. And that is a reason, one of the many reasons why the Victory Shield is so popular. People want to see the stars of the future, and it's a competition which has given early opportunities in international football to some fine players down through the years. And Northern Ireland can point to the likes of Stephen Davis, Aaron Hughes, Johnny Evans, and even more recently Connor Bradley. But it's Wales who are trying to find a way through at the moment, as the young players on their travels try and impress here. Giggs' delivery in just wouldn't stick in the penalty area, and Donnelly able to find Walsh, and Walsh holding it up but had it taken away from him. Well, that's a proper little tussle in there, and just tempers flaring somewhat. I think the referee will be able to keep that calm. Competitive spirit high in all involved. It'll be no more than a talking to. Now that the peacemaking has been done, the free kick taking can begin. 3 players in the centre running in for that. Morgan's challenging and it's not been cleared. Northern Ireland were nearly guilty of watching Morgan more than the ball there, but they have been able to get it out of their area at least, and in the end the deflected clearance from Cormac Austin will at least afford them some breathing space. Just as it came in, you could see them all congregating around the young Everton striker, and that nearly gave him an opportunity as the ball ricocheted back into his path. Ball taken away from Turley. Isaka. Was that a handball? The referee says no, and from an acute angle he just couldn't get it across the face of goal. It was a very tight position for him to try and take on after that. Northern Ireland do get the free kick. Well, there wasn't too many appeals for the handball. Just as he tried to lift it over the defender, there was that question, but the referee said no. O'Hara was asking for the long ball. He's received the long ball as well. Griffiths has come out, and has he made contact? Well, he's protesting his innocence. O'Hara is pleading for the penalty, and Tony Clark, with all his experience, says no, that was not a foul. Well, Griffiths came out, and I think you have to say the referee has got that one spot on. Well, Wales are making some changes here. Joe Belmont's coming on, and Alfie Cunningham as well.
Number 13, Alfie Cunningham, and number 8, Joe Bellman, replacing number 11, Joe Andrews, and George Morgan.
So Andrews and Morgan make way. As the double change comes in. Crew was caught as he spun. No complaints there as the free kick is given. So Wales blink first in the changes from the bench. Will Northern Ireland consider doing the same themselves? Well, there's the answer. Yes, they will. Kieran Morrison and Jay Dalzell will be introduced, and coming off first will be Ben McGonigal and Reece Walsh, the other player who makes way at this time in the match. Kieran Morrison, who plays his club football at Liverpool, and Jay Dalzell, who last month became Ards Football Club's youngest player since Maurice Drury in 1963, when he came on as a late sub against Dollingstown in the League Cup. Well, Northern Ireland, with some fresh legs, make a quick impact here. Ball in, and Morrison is the player across there challenging, but Wales able to bring it away. Close was inside, but down the line they go instead to Belmont, another Liverpool player. But he was offside on that occasion. So a couple of youngsters from the Premier League side on. Certainly does pique the interest of even the casual viewer once you hear the big names, the star attractions which come with international football. And always nice to say that they've played in one of your home stadiums if you're a supporter of an Irish League club. Throw inside to Crew, across to Giggs. Parrott just trying to go through the gears a little bit here, the young Dragons, and well, Giggs was probably looking for a bit more support than he got, and in the end a bit of frustration borne out there, and how he made the challenge having been dispossessed. Free kick has gone against him. Northern Ireland's best chance of the game so far was the one in the first half from Hamilton. Still something that they will hope to try and build upon with plenty of time remaining in this match. McCluskey, Hamilton, back he goes again to McCluskey. Nobody over there for Hamilton to pick out. Morrison will try and keep his eyes on that, but it's been brought under control by Alfie Cunningham of Exeter City. And Crew has Giggs across there for him. A bit of space for him to move into. Asking a bit of Belmont, and Belmont again was the wrong side of the last man. McCluskey. Now Briggs. Northern Ireland patiently waiting to try and find their way back into this game, and they were hoping to do so with a run there of Hamilton, and I think that is a pass we saw a bit of in the first half, which could bring them a bit of luck if they time it right. It would have been offside there anyway, but it's just a throw in. One of the young Welsh players is making the point that the offside flag was up, and the referee said yes, but it didn't give an offside. They've certainly not been overwhelmed by the occasion, the home team. Certainly a tale so far of Wales being more clinical. Harvey bearing down on the defender. That had gone out. He has won his team a throw-in, and I think he can be personally very pleased with how he has performed, the young Linfield defender. Men's senior manager David Healy here watching him amongst some others from the club. Must say it's a very football educated audience today as I look down. Some luminaries: Andy Waterworth, Jared Little, Chris Casement all in front of me here. Into the centre it goes. Giggs able to get it away for Wales. Neat control there on the turn from Twose. But he wasn't able to get through that tight alleyway. Donnelly. Brilliant play from Hamilton. Cross not able to beat the first man in the middle. He's not given up on it yet, but again they are able to send it away. Morrison nodding it back. Donnelly. Bit more tempo, which Northern Ireland have maybe needed when they're transitioning into the final third. We're starting to see some of it. And between the pair of them there, Donnelly and Harvey, they've won it back. But again, Wales swoop in to get rid, and now it's Belmont breaking, accompanied by Briggs. Belmont getting inside, going for goal, and putting it down the throat of Mason Munn. And that always is the risk and reward debate, isn't it? Because the more you open up, the more you kind of push on, then you do leave yourself open to chances like that. And Wales have shown that they're not too afraid to get a shot away when they do even get a half-side on goal. But as time goes on, Northern Ireland will need to take more of those decisions and commit more bodies forward if they are to find a way back. Always seems very relaxed, doesn't he, Cormac Austin, when he's on the ball? Very driven player, very vocal player as well, if you ask any of his coaches or teammates. And one of those frustrating people that seems to be good at any sport he wants to play or tries to play. We all know someone like that, and he fits the bill. Good play by Morrison. Hamilton again, too much on it, and if he could find his range, Northern Ireland's chances would certainly amplify, because he gets into such great positions, but he's not able to pick out his teammates, and that is just at one area that they will be looking to try and improve in what left 20 minutes or so. Referee allowing an advantage there. Looked like a little clip of the heels. And in the end, the ball across the line, so Wales might feel as though they didn't really get that advantage. Given away, Perrott finding one of Wales' 2 substitutes so far. The man on the ball at the moment, Alfie Cunningham. Feeding it through, Belmont goes down in the area, looks to the referee, and the referee just gestures for him to get up. Well, he's still pleading his case here, Belmont. As it comes in, he gets it out from under his feet. And was he waiting for the contact more than anything from Briggs? The referee has felt that that was the case. Austin didn't have as much time as he wanted there, and Cunningham had thought he'd kept it in, but the assistant official had already flagged. Across on the far side, ball across the line, throw into Northern Ireland. Well, Wales, the shared holders of the Victory Shield alongside Scotland, were the hosts of the tournament when it was last played in 2019. They are hoping that this scoreline stays as is, so they can get off to the perfect start of their defence. I'm sure, like all the nations involved, if possible, would like to win it outright. Coming on now, a couple more Wales substitutions to be made, which will see Joshua Beecher and Jacob Cook come on, of Cardiff City and Swansea City respectively. Troy Perrott, one of the players who will come off, and the other will be the left back Louis Giles. So further alteration afforded by manager Craig Knight, and it's Northern Ireland who will respond as well by bringing on Jay McDowell and Blaine McClure, whilst Ryan Donnelly and Fra Turley head off the pitch.
Number 15, George Beecher. Number 7, Troy Perrott. And number 3,
McClure, who is another young Linfield player. Linfield well represented in this squad. He's a player as well that's been over at Southampton, promising young talent. Will he help light up what's left of this second half for Northern Ireland? Cunningham couldn't get it into the middle. One of the substitutes there, Cook getting a touch on that, and Giggs sending it in deep. Munn able to bring it under control and bowl it out, maybe a little too heavily in truth, for Morrison. Crew, Cunningham, Lawler. Well, O'Hara was hoping for a back pass on the blind side of the defender. He knew he was there though, went the other way, and now Wales, well, trying to stretch the legs and run at the defence, but easily won back by Murray's men. Austin hobbling, but the referee looked over to say, do you need any treatment? And he was quick to get back to his feet. Doesn't want any further delay, Northern Ireland. Still hoping to get back into this, and the ball has broken for McDowell. That's a bit more like it on the delivery front. get it into those areas. McClure was hoping to get a shot away there, but it just wouldn't sit for him. And Munn has had to come out for it. And he makes no mistake about it either. That is very good goalkeeping, because they know the pace that is there. Zaka was hoping to exploit that run that he made in behind, but this time Munn sent it crashing into the stand. And well, a moment ago they said no, I don't think he does need treatment, and now he sat back down. Well, it's actually his teammate, isn't it? It's Josh Briggs, I think, this time that has taken the knock. Indeed it is. And going through the wars, all for the cause. Quite appropriate if you know the history of this competition, I suppose. Victory Shield presented in 1947, as suggested by the title, to commemorate victory by the Allies in World War II, and they've played it continuously since then. This was the brave bit of goalkeeping again, as you can see. Munn so quick to read the situation and get rid of the danger. And a round of applause for Briggs as he makes his way over to the sidelines. Will he be able to continue? They're maybe going to have to replace him here. Indeed they are going to do that. Adam Patton is being sent on, the captain of Derry City's under-15s. Unfortunate to see an injury end somebody's afternoon. Brilliant work along the line there by Azaka. Well, as Northern Ireland try and reorganise their defence, Wales were trying to exploit that maybe momentary lapse whilst people got themselves back into shape. Patton finding McDowell. Austin putting his faith in his keeper. And back again with Patton. Well, I think Derry City must be pleased with their representation in the panel as well. To see several academy players selected by Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland is maybe a sign that their academy is producing more stars at the moment, more potentially promising young talent. A little over 11 minutes left at Seaview. Still Northern Ireland 0, Wales 1. Is there to be some late drama here? Well, not this time around, O'Hara. So often there has been somebody to his right, but Harvey was a little further forward that time, and I don't think he was aware, really, the attacker. Calmly done by McCluskey. McClure wasn't going to be intimidated by the pressure on him, and nor was Patton. Cunningham was staying close by both of them. Sometimes when you bring a different centre-back on, obviously it was a forced change, what with an injury, but sometimes it can unsettle your defence. But to be fair to Patton, he slotted straight in there, hasn't he? Hamilton, forays forward for him have been a little limited in the last few minutes. He showed what he could do in the first half, hitting the post, coming within inches of scoring what would have been an emphatic equaliser. Not much you can work with there, unfortunately. That pass just played into touch. Austin won it back. Dalzell holding off his man, and now Harvey gallivanting forwards. Back to Austin it goes. Hamilton has stayed high up on the left side for Northern Ireland. It's switched out to the right instead and played at an awkward height really for Harvey, who couldn't do much with that, as Wales happily regain possession. Hasn't been too tested today, Ewan Griffiths. He'll be hoping it goes that way for the remaining 8+ minutes of the match, as Wales try and put the icing on the cake and wrap things up here at Seaview. Cunningham, Northern Ireland, very hungry as they get back and defend, and Jay McDowell working tirelessly to retrieve possession for his team. That little touch nearly proving problematic, but they have managed to escape it. Definitely a push there, wasn't there, on Dalzell? The referee didn't think so, and Munn quickly making the call, stamping his authority on the situation and getting the ball out again. Well, Northern Ireland know they will need to find another gear here to get back into this. The even pace probably not the best way to get through Wales, but easier said than done, of course. There's a good level of opposition, a good test for them here, without question. Crew. Lawler opening it up, and Harvey aggressive in the right sense, isn't he? Just goes for it, and well, maybe some concern actually, because Harvey's just gone down off the ball there after making that challenge, and that would be quite a concern for Northern Ireland. Plays going on at the moment, and his teammates maybe aren't aware of the extent of his injury, but that's going to require some treatment, I would think. Dalzell bursting forwards. Oh, agonisingly close. Brilliant play by Jay Dalzell, benefiting with having had some senior football with Ards this season, and as he pulled it across, it's begging out for the touch, isn't it? Just dying to be touched in, but O'Hara couldn't get his boot to it. Well, that's as close as they've come in a while, Northern Ireland. And a reminder for Wales that they are not out of this yet. And as we have a stoppage here, I think they're just understandably concerned about Bobby Harvey after making the challenge. Was it maybe more so how he landed than the collision itself? But he's going to have to come off. I've just seen the signal being made. And once there's a stoppage, both teams taking on refreshments. They have exerted themselves thoroughly, and it's a sorry sight for Bobby Harvey to be picking up this knock. They're just working at his knee at the moment, and hopefully it's not as serious as it might look. He's had a really, really good match and been one of the standout players for my money. But Northern Ireland at the moment having an opportunity to reorganise and strategise, but they will be forced into a substitution here. Well, we can see the coming together again. He gets back up alright, but then hobbles and goes to the ground. So I think it was maybe more how he landed than the coming together itself. And after a lengthy enough delay, it's good to see him back on his feet. Well, they definitely signalled that he needed to be subbed off. You know how stubborn young players are. Is he going to try and overrule them and come back on? We'll see. For the moment, Northern Ireland are sending him back on. Well, they definitely made the sign that he had to come off, but he is that determined. He's back on. Hopefully that won't cause further issues down the line, but if he is okay, it's good to see. Ball over the top. Munn making the call, gathering it and bowling it back out for Patton. Austin. Time running out here. Wales edging closer to victory on match day 1. Austin underplayed that, and they might have a chance to get in behind here. Wales taking it all the way, and might have just been a fine touch in that from Mon to put it onto the crossbar. Twose going close for the Young Dragons. Back with him again. Woodwork denied him the first time, and this time he just couldn't wrap his boot around it and send it into that far corner. He backed himself here, and I think there might have just been a fine touch in that from the fingertips of Mon as it clattered against the crossbar. Well, twice now that goal has been struck once in each half, and before we get back underway, Wales are going to make a change here, and it's going to be Elliot Miles of Norwich City coming on for the final couple of minutes for the goal scorer Freddie Azaka. Little smile as he made way. He can certainly be very proud of himself. As things stand, he is the match winner. Mon just went between men in green there, really. Little touch on from Miles, and the flick through for Twose. It's a lovely touch through. It's a great save initially. Tremendous block in the follow-up. Wales are queuing up to try and force it through, and they will have a corner, but Northern Ireland defending for their lives, able to keep the score down. It was a beautiful little flick from Belmont. Twose had his shot saved by Mon, and then it was all hands on deck, bodies on the line stuff, as Sean Paul Murray's side keep the score to 1-0. Well, nobody was alive to the short pass. Twose's ball in, lumped away by O'Hara and sent into touch sensibly by Cook as Northern Ireland tried to counter. Well, as hosts, a lot of the people here in the stadium will be willing on some late drama in favour of Northern Ireland, but Wales are hoping to stave off that and disappoint the home fans. They've nearly achieved their goal, and that's a painful one in the back of Dalzell. He'll be used to tackles like that in the Championship, I'm sure. Stretch that one out, get on with things. Free kick awarded, of course. And with a little over half a minute, plus whatever they add on here, is there a moment of magic for Northern Ireland? Is there a way through? Cormac Austin of Linfield staring down the ball. Over, well, nearly over the wall, caught the last man in it. Cook there. The offside flag has gone up, and Wales can take a deep breath and push those players forwards as they launch it long with Griffiths. Cunningham keeping it in, keeping his run going, and Harvey has been able to win the goal kick. It does look as though that injury he's been able to run off, which is a big relief. 3 minutes of additional time, a minimum of 3 minutes added on here, as indicated by our fourth official, and we are into those now. Giggs, Crew, nice little change of direction and a shimmy, then a pass for Miles. He's got away from Hamilton, he's got the ball back again, Miles, and it will fall here, and Wales can wrap things up. Alfie Cunningham clinching victory for the Young Dragons. And their subs are up off their bench celebrating as they pile on the goal scorer. But in injury time, Wales add insult to injury. It was the work of the substitute Elliot Miles. A little touch through from Twose put it in the path of Cunningham, and from that range he was not making a mistake, and you can see just what it means to those players. Elation and devastation depending on whose faces you look at. The highs and lows of football, folks. Northern Ireland 0, Wales 2. And we can see again it bobbles back into his path, Miles, and Twose's touch was telling. It put it right there for Cunningham, who bent it into the corner and has now ended any faint hopes that the Green and White Army might have had. Northern Ireland physios have been kept busy in the last few minutes, haven't they? For McAustin and hobble on. Back with Miles as Wales try and find a third. It's a very good pass through, and Munn equal to the strike. Twose had just straight offside. The young attacker not aware of that as he took it on. Close call from the assistant official, but credit to the young Glentoran goalie. Is the full-time whistle as day one of the Victory Shield here in Northern Ireland sees Wales a happier side, the team smiling at full-time, a goal in either half sending them to victory as they go in search of the trophy this year. For Northern Ireland, understandably they will be disappointed by it ending in defeat. They had their chances to bring it level at a goal down, striking the post most notably, and then the ball flashing across the goal mouth, crying out for a touch which no one could apply. And after the chances had passed Northern Ireland by, Wales were able to find a second. We can bring you the highlights from this game now and show you some of those big talking points that I've just been referring to. The first real sight at goal for the visitors was this one from Zach Giggs, which he wasn't able to get on target in the first half. Giles of Cardiff City certainly impressed with his runs down the left side. He got the cross in, Azaka nodding it down, but Perrott putting over, and then Northern Ireland tried to fire back and produce something wonderful here from O'Hara. His acrobatics clearing the stand, and this was the goal that broke the deadlock. The long ball, Munn slightly caught out by the trajectory of it, and Freddie Azaka clinically punishing Northern Ireland on another day. What could have been? You see that? I mean, he couldn't have hit it much better, could he? Came flying back off the post there from Brandy Hamilton. And in the second half, Belmont bearing down in goal, the substitute forcing a save from Munn, and then Dalzell nearly getting it to O'Hara, and time was running out. Northern Ireland by now were probably resigned to defeat, but Wales kept on coming. First they hit the crossbar through Twose, And then some amazing link-up play, put him in again. This time, Munn got in the way. And then it was a brilliant block from McCluskey as everybody put their bodies on the line. But eventually, their hard work did pay off, and Wales were able to add icing to the cake. Alfie Cunningham from close range, dispatching of that and giving Wales victory on day one. The full-time score here from Seaview: Northern Ireland 0, Wales 2. Thank you very much for watching us. We'll have more action in Northern Ireland's next 2 games in the coming days. You'll be able to find more information on the Irish FA's social media channels.